Hello, guys. It's Team Tuesday. Yeah. I am Jacqui Duran, Independent Scentsy Consultant. I want to welcome you to Team Tuesday. It's Team Tuesday Training Day, and I love this day. I love this day. I love this day. This is probably I want to say my favorite day of the week because, it is Tuesday, for goodness sake. It's not Friday, but it's a great day. I love being able to talk and network and chat with all of you. My team, my squad, all of you guys out there. It's an amazing job that we have. If you're a Scentsy consultant, or if you're on the fence and thinking about being one, let me just say, this is probably one of the coolest jobs in the world. I'm just saying. Today happens to be the 10th of the month. It's like a magical month here in the world of Scentsy, because the 10th of the month is not only payday. We get paid on the 10th of every month for the sales that we did for the previous month. So today we got our commission. Technically we got it yesterday. Scentsy kind of spoils us. They will sometimes pay us a day early. I can tell you my day job never does that, ever. And so we get paid the 10th of every single month. Again, for all of the sales that we did for, in this case, the month of October. And also on the 10th of the month, because it's kind of when Scentsy closes its books, right? It's kind of like the month end for Scentsy. For me, it's a little different because I live in the world of accounting during the day. And so it's kind of odd for me to close the month on a 10th, but I live in this world. When I'm not at the job, and then the job, a month ends when a regular month ends. But it's very exciting because this is, I joke about it a lot, and I always say, this is my fun job, but it truly is my fun job. And I get paid to do this. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can earn free trips by doing this. Awesome. But anyway, so on the 10th of the month, when Scentsy officially closes its books for the previous month, that's kind of when everything goes into official effect, right? So anybody who promoted, did anybody else promote in October? Congratulations if you did. I know on my team we had some promotions to lead consultants. I was very excited. Adding on those leads. I'm so excited for them. And then I promoted to superstar consultants. I was very, very excited. It actually happened before the end of the month. And so it was one of those moments, and you guys have probably had a moment comparable to this in your life. I've had a couple of them, because I'm going to reference it back to the day that I paid off my student loans. And I remember making the final payment on my student loans and seeing the balance at 0 on the computer screen, and staring at the ceiling where are my balloons? Why are the balloons not falling from the sky? Did I not do it right? I see a 0 right there. It looks like it's paid to me. That looks like paid in full. Where are my balloons? I've been paying on these things for 10 years. Where are my balloons falling? And so when I promoted to superstar, I did that double check. Okay, I think I've done my calculations right. And I don't know. I think I did it. I'm pretty sure I did it. It looks like I did it. Again, no balloons falling from the sky. So it was that moment of, is this real? Is this really happening? Kind of the same thing that happened when I earned the incentive trip. I remember texting or messaging back and forth with one of the consultants that I network with. She's not on my team whatsoever, and but we we were going back and forth like, I got it. Did you get it? I think I got it. I don't know. It says 15,000 points. I think that means we got it. I don't know. It doesn't say it. Does it tell us that we got it? So it's one of those things where you're just like waiting, like, is this real? And so on the 10th of the month, when you log into your workstation or log onto your website for the very first time after the 10th or on the 10th, and you see that official title change happen on your website and in your workstation, it was very humbling to, at least for me, and it has been for every single promotion I've gotten. For every single promotion, when I promoted to certified, took me a while to get there. Hello, turtle out of the gate. It took me a while to get to certified. I very quickly, or somewhat quickly, promoted to lead, but then I was stagnant. Couldn't get a lead for a long time. And so, but every single time that I promoted, it's a humbling thing. It's a humbling thing when there is something that you have so much passion for and you're so excited about, and something that you truly love to do, and to see the fruits of your labor basically just kind of all come together. It's like, I did that. I made something happen. And so it was a moment for me. I will say it was a moment for me. So I was very proud of my team and excited for my team. And it was just, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. I was trying to explain it to my husband. Couldn't even do that. So anyway, congrats to all of you out there if you promoted this month. And you know what? If you didn't promote this month, maybe you weren't even close, or maybe you were kind of close and you were like, oh, almost there. You know what? That's awesome, because guess what? We have a whole new month to try again. Yeah. I obviously have my eyes on director. And so like I kind of started talking about last week, I am literally in a update mode right now. I am, and that's a part of what we're going to talk about tonight. Very excited for tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I'm riding the high of promoting, and it was payday, and I don't know. It was just awesome. But very excited. But we have, every single month is a new opportunity to do something. Every single month is a new opportunity to grow your team. Every single month is a new opportunity to try and reach for a new goal, whether that's just a sales goal, maybe it's adding new team members, promoting to another title. It could literally be anything for you. And so I think it's important, because this is what I do, is at the end of every month, usually on the last day of the month, and into the first day of the month, is when I will sit down and I will just kind of block out, okay, these are kind of like my high level goals of what I want to shoot for this month. And then I kind of will jot down, I'll do it on like a legal pad or whatever, and I will block it out and kind of do like a Kaizen kind of thing on it, like, okay, so if I do this, this can kind of help me here. Maybe if I do that, this might help me over here, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of plot all this out because I'm just geeky like that. And I'm very visual. So if I'm writing things down, if I'm looking at it, it retains for me. And that's just the way that I learn. That's the way that I am. So I'm a visual person. So if that helps you, do the Kaizen method. It's awesome. Awesome. Method, or Google Kaizen if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's something I use in my everyday job. And I kind of moved it over into my Scentsy job as well. And it works for me. Again, it's visual and it helps. So you do what works, people. You do what works. All right. So tonight's agenda. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. So tonight, it's all about the Scentsy business basics. Okay. So we're going to talk about going back to the basics. We're going to talk about routines, consistency, hitting the update button. That's where I'm currently at right now. and repeat. So that's where we're headed tonight. So for those of you who are current consultants and maybe have been for a while, this is a really great video for you. If you're brand new to Scentsy and you just started fairly recently, this past month, a couple of months ago, whatever, still kind of learning everything and getting your feet wet, this is a great video for you too. This is also going to be a great video, I hope. Anyway, I have high hopes, right? I'm like sitting here like, yeah, this is totally it. We haven't even done it yet. This will be a good video, hopefully, for you to be able to share with your new team members as you're growing your team. Because I think it's very important to bring things back to the basics at certain points. And again, you guys know, this is like my video blogging, right? Vlog, whatever. I share with you guys what I'm currently doing in my business and hope that it inspires and maybe gives you guys ideas, because that is truly where I get my ideas. I will look for things that other people are doing and trying and mold them to Jacqui style. And that's what I encourage you guys to do as well. Find your style, like I've always talked about. Find your style, find your niche, figure out what you're good at. Take these little pieces. You know, I'm sure that I'm probably, if you're here on YouTube and you're following me on YouTube, I'm sure that I'm probably not the only Scentsy gal that you follow or guy that you follow. So I encourage you to reach out and find those pieces that will work for you in your business, and then apply them into your business and form them to create your style. And that has truly been my main method of success in my Scentsy journey, is finding me in all of this. It wasn't until I was able to do that that I actually was able to find the happy balance with my Scentsy business, if that makes any sense. So to those of you who that makes sense to, I love you. If it doesn't make sense to you yet, that's okay. That's okay, because it will at some point in your Scentsy journey. I promise you, one day you're going to wake up and be like, ah, that was it. I remember her talking about that. That's where I am. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Very quickly before we jump into the meat, though, also, you know, not only was today officially payday, not only was today officially the day of new title changes and promotions and things like that, but it also was it is the open enrollment for our Scentsy World Tour for 2016. Oh, for those of you who this is your first year in Scentsy and your first time getting to experience this is what we have always referred to as our spring sprint. So if you've heard the term spring sprint before, if you've, you know, even if you're fairly new and maybe you've heard your teams talking about it, or you've watched previous videos, I know I've got a couple of videos on here about spring sprint on my channel. But in 2014, Scentsy did spring sprint and came to Kansas City, Missouri, which is where I live and love. And I was actually asked to be a co-presenter at the spring sprint here in Kansas City. And it was not only my very first spring sprint that I was able to attend, but also the excitement of getting to co-present with 3 other amazing women who I love and adore. And it was a defining moment. I will definitely tell you that, just experiencing it, because I had haven't yet been to a family reunion. I will be in Nashville in 2016. So for those of you who will also be there in July in Nashville, we totally have to hook up. We are totally hooking up in Nashville. It's going to be very exciting. So that will be my first one. So I have not been to a family reunion. I've lived vicariously through everyone else who has, like following them and stalking them on Facebook. And last year it was Periscope and YouTube and getting to see all this cool stuff. But it's going to be amazing to see it live. And so basically breaking it down. So Scentsy World Tour is, again, what we referred to as Spring Sprint. They're just renaming it, kind of rebranding it, because of course we have branched out. We're worldwide, people. We are worldwide. We are in Canada, New Zealand, Australia. We are everywhere. We are slowly taking over the world, if you haven't noticed. So this is our world tour now. Instead of Spring Sprint, it's world tour. So then that way everybody and all of our other regions get to experience the same thing all at the same time. So it's very consistent across the board, and things are hopefully easier and more relatable. So especially if you have team members who are from other regions, like I've got a team member in Canada. I hope to have a couple more. I'm really, really, really trying for my first recruit from Mexico. So if you live in Mexico, you need to talk to me. You do. But it's really great to be able to have that consistency and be able to talk about it and network and all of that, and all kind of be on the same page and not be going Spring Sprint. What the heck are you talking about? We don't have that over here or down here in Australia. So this way we'll all be able to connect maybe a little bit easier. Basically what it is they kind of take family reunion and push it all into one day and bring it to a town near you. And it's amazing. Last year, Orville and Heidi, I don't even know exactly how many they went to, but I know that they definitely showed up in Kansas City. They were like flying all over the country last year. And they would do like a quick, appearance at the locations, and then, red eye it out to the next location so they could be there to try and meet as many people as they could. That was fantastic. It was that fangirl moment of just sitting there like, oh, it's Heidi and Orville. They're here. So great. So awesome. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to go. Try and make it happen. We have until officially enrollment open today, you technically have until January 11th to enroll. And I think this goes for all locations, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it is open enrollment until that location sells out. Some locations may sell out quicker than others. Some may never end up selling out. And then they will actually, if you haven't bought a ticket by January 11th, you can actually show up the day of and buy a ticket at the door. You are going to pay a little bit more to buy the ticket at the door. So by buying it in advance, of course, you get a little bit of a price break, which is great. But you are also ensuring that you're getting in the door. That's the worst thing that, you want is to, be like, oh my gosh, I couldn't get on to register and I missed the deadline. And so I'm going to try and show up and I'm going to make it today. And then you show up and they're like, oh, sorry, full house. So don't let that happen to you. So if you can, I encourage you to take your Scentsy commission and put it towards that. If it takes a couple of months, taking half here, half there, and putting it towards your Scentsy commission, do that if you need to. But trust me, guys, it will be a complete... It's an experience that I had a very hard time putting into words. And if you search back on my YouTube to 2014, in February of 2014, maybe I'll try and go back and link it here in this video. But I did do a video. It's very rough. So pay no attention to my older videos. They're rough. But I did talk about the experience and kind of show off, because you also get like a product kit. It's awesome, with all kinds of great stuff in it to work your business. And so it's really great. And you're also able to buy a guest ticket as well. So you can bring a guest, which is encouraged. So if you have somebody who is on the fence and lives near you, encourage them to go with you. A guest ticket is great, because then they get to really experience Scentsy and the spirit. You guys are going to be amazed. For those of you who this is going to be your first time, oh my gosh, get ready. Just go ahead and start psyching yourself up now. Trust me, you are going to have like the biggest smile on your face for 8 hours. You are just going to be in like Scentsy seventh heaven when you're there. It's going to be amazing. You're going to meet tons of people. I still talk to people who I met. It's great. I can't say anything more about it than that. It's great. You want to do it. All right, so let's jump in. So, like I said, I did promote to superstar consultant. So I am officially knocking at the door of director, and I am ready. I am totally ready for it. I'm focused. I've got my goals written down. I wrote them down. Remember, I'm visual. I wrote them down. So I know what I need to do, but it's taking what you know you need to do and actually putting it into practice, right? Because just like our Scentsy business, we don't go to sleep and hope and dream these beautiful purple dreams and then wake up the next day and have 6 random orders just magically appear on our website from people who went on and decided to buy thousands of dollars of worth of Scentsy, and now here we are. And no, it doesn't work like that, guys. We are not an overnight sensation. It does take some hustle, it takes some work, and it takes some dedication and focus from us to do it. Because this is a business. This is a job, even though it's a fun job. It's an awesome job. I'm so excited to be able to say that I do it. But it is a job. So again, you know, if I'm not working my business, nobody's showing up here to make me do it, right? This is on me. If I want this to happen, I need to work to make it happen. So you guys need to put in that hard work. You got to put in the hustle. It doesn't happen overnight. And if it does, then that would not be Scentsy. The only thing that happens overnight is the Powerball. So what are you going to do? Go play the Powerball or work a business and put in some time and dedication and feel really stinking proud when it comes on the 10th of the month and you see that title change on your website. And then you're just like, I did it. I want you all to have that feeling, and you will have that feeling. I know you will, because if you're watching these videos, then you're halfway there. Okay. All right. So again, back to the basics. So let's start out. So when I talk about going back to the basics, I am going to pull out truly the basics. There's an amazing keynote speech from Orville Thompson, who I think it was 2013, maybe 2012. Gosh, I should have looked that up before I told you that. You can go to YouTube and you can put in Orville keynote or Scentsy keynote. I'll try again. I'll try and link that one here as well for you. Try and make it easier. But he talked about the 4-chord progression because it truly, and obviously he speaks way more eloquent than I will when it comes to this. But these are his 4 simple chords to working your Scentsy business. And they ring true today. These 4 chords, just like in music, are truly universal. Okay, he could have said this 15 years ago, and it would still be universal today, and it would still ring true today. So this is when we go back to the basics. We kind of go back to the beginning. So if you're just starting, this is where you kind of want to focus yourself, right? So chord 1 is doing home parties. Now, as you guys know, we aren't just home parties, right? You know me, the queen of the pouch and the bag parties. But I love those home parties. But we have to do parties. One way or another, there has to be parties involved, right? I mean, I will say there have been a lot of months for me where I haven't had any parties, but I've had a bunch of individual orders that I've made into parties. So there are going to be those months as well. Now, but that is also the reason why one of the things I will do is I will stack my bag and pouch parties. And that's simply because by stacking those, I'm kind of putting the odds in my favor, right? Because what I do every single month is I get 5 of those guys out there circulating. 5 every single month. 5 out the door. I don't want them in my house. Get out of my house. I literally kick them out. And I'll either, if I don't have a home for them, then I will find them a home. And by finding them a home is me walking up to a friend or a coworker, whomever it is, and being like, hey, I got this pouch right here. And what I want you to do is I want you to take this and I want you to carry it around for 2 weeks. There's order forms in here. There's catalogs. There's testers. There's everything you need. If you've got any questions, my information's right inside in a card. And I want you to call me or have your customers call me if they have questions. I'll be more than happy to answer anything that you might have a question on or they do. Collect orders. And then you earn half price and free Scentsy. How easy is that? And all you have to do is carry this pouch around with you to work and to church and maybe to the kids' sporting events, things like that. When you're out and about, collect those orders and invite your girlfriends over on Friday night, have a glass of wine, sniff some testers, have some fun. It's very easy and convenient. And so that's exactly what I do. Push them out the door. And again, that is why I stack them, because not all 5, it's just the odds. It's the way it rolls. It's okay. Not all 5 are going to come back to me as full parties. That's okay. Because even if it comes back to me and they only got $100 in sales, well, I still am very thankful for them for taking that. And it's still $100 in sales, right? Now, granted, it's not a party yet, so I may have to take some of those individual orders, add on to it, and go from there to make that party. But it's still getting me there to where I need to be. So again, by stacking those, I'm putting the odds in my favor, because if some of those drop off, like last month, I had my initial 5 go out, and then I circulated 3 more after the first round went out. So that was 8 that went out, and I actually closed 4 parties. So 50% of the parties that I sent out actually did something. Now, obviously, in that perfect world scenario, all 8 would have been amazing $400 parties. And I would have been like, yeah. But it doesn't always happen that way. But some months it does. So if I'm even able to get 5 of those babies out and circulating and getting minimum parties, that's $1,000 in sales, guys. Awesome. Okay. So you got to do parties. And what Orville talks about is keeping the party simple. And you guys know, like, the home party formula. There's lots of YouTube videos out there that you can watch of live home parties and demonstrations. Again, pouch parties and bag parties are kind of self-explanatory, but we have gone over those. There's some other videos that you guys can check out on my channel here with those. The goal by doing parties is to work to get to 500 in PRV as a minimum goal every single month. And that kind of puts you at the leadership consistency level. Because once you start building a team, 500 is when you start bonusing off of your team. Now, obviously, that's still your PRV. That's what you're making your commission on. So the more the merrier, right? The more commission, or the more sales that you get, the bigger your commission's going to be, just inevitably. But the goal is to at least have 4 parties with 5 ordering customers each. And by doing that, that gets you normally to your $500 minimum in monthly sales. Chord 2 is sponsoring new consultants. So what you want to do is you want to share your brand wherever you go. So whether that is branding your car, and in fact, I've got my vinyl laid out right here. It's going to rain tomorrow. So I'm hoping maybe Thursday or Friday this week, I'll be able to get this baby on my car and officially brand my car. But if you have a Scentsy bag, carry it with you. Carry it with you wherever you go. Wherever you go. This bank bag, I get these bank bags from the Scentsy Family Store. And honestly, I will carry these guys. Normally, like whenever I go to the grocery store, this goes with me. because it's skinny enough that it can fit like in my purse. And then of course what happens when I get to the store, right? Oh, let me just pull this out and put this in the cart. And so when I'm walking around, or, you know, I'm at the cash register, oh yeah, my Scentsy bag. And trust me, someone will always comment on it. If you've got a shirt that you can wear, again, a bag that you can carry, anything like that that you can kind of brand yourself with. That's what I want you to do. Even if you don't have any of those yet, again, you're just starting out. Just keep some catalogs in your purse, some business cards, and it doesn't have to be professional business cards, guys. You have the print your own business cards that come in your starter kit. If you don't have a printer at home, there is nothing wrong with handwriting your information on those cards. I have done it when I started out. I didn't have a printer at home. In fact, I still don't have a printer at home. That's on my Santa wish list. But get your name out there. You have to get your name out there. You have to start putting yourself out into the world. And whether that's branding yourself and getting yourself noticed, or that is literally handing things to people. But by sharing that, again, it's piquing interest. Even today, I picked my daughter up from school, and her teacher didn't walk her to, her teacher was out sick today, so it was a different teacher, and she walked her to the car and was helping her buckle into the car. And she, you know, of course, has got her head stuck in my car. And she's like, oh my gosh, your car smells so good. And I keep my Scentsy, I have the Scentsy sunshade, you know, like the windshield sunshade in my car. And I keep that folded up. It comes in like a little bag with the Scentsy logo on it, and it sits in my back seat. And so she looks over and she goes, is that Scentsy? Yes, it is. That's my scent circle. It's coconut cotton. Oh my gosh, I love it. It smells so fresh. And she was like, yes, that's what it reminded me of. She goes, I just kind of was like, wow, that smells so good. And I said, well, you know, are you familiar with Scentsy at all? And she's like, well, a little bit. Here's a cat, you know, and I keep some catalogs in my console in my car. So I pulled a catalog out, and of course it's already got my information on it, because I don't go anywhere and I don't put any catalogs or product lists out there without my info on it. It's got a sticker on it, so it's got my info on it. And the ones that I keep in my car, I actually staple a business card to the front of them, just because it's normally somebody I'm giving it to that I've never met before. I want them to have my business card. So it's like, oh, here, we'll take this. And I tell you what, if you catch me tomorrow in the line, let me know if you see anything that you like, or if you want to maybe take a pouch with some testers in it for a few days. I'd be more than happy to bring that to you. Just let me know. Just like, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to take this home tonight and look at it. It was a conversation that lasted, what, 2.5 minutes. And what did I do? All I did was share Scentsy. I didn't car salesman her, right? I didn't like be like, oh, you need to buy this. This is what you need to buy. I want you to buy this from. No, here, I'm trying to share with you what I do. You really like this way that my car smelled. Well, here, there's a lot of great smells in this catalog. So it's really great to be able to do that. And by doing that, of course, that's when you're going to get people who are also going to be interested in the business opportunity. So it's a really great time to take those people and talk to them about the business opportunity. Orville's goal is to sponsor at least one new consultant every month, because what does that do? That kind of consistently builds your team. Chord 3 is to provide great customer service. Yeah, this is a topic close to my heart. I am a firm, honest believer in customer service. That is how I personally spend my money. I only spend money at stores and with people and other direct sales people who give me good customer service. I have gone to the same nail salon for the last 6 years, 5 years. The last 5 years, they even had a tornado last year and it closed down the store, and he was closed for like 2 months while he was rebuilding his store. I even went out to his other location because I get the most amazing customer service there. And yes, there's probably 50 other nail salons that I drive by before I get to mine, but that is mine. He treats me well. He takes care of me. He knows me. He knows my kids. He knows my husband. He knows I do Scentsy. He lets me bring it in. The customer service is beyond belief. Again, even with the tornado in his building almost torn down to the ground, I was like, hey, I will drive the extra time to your other location to still give you my business because I refuse to go anywhere else. I am a firm believer in customer service. I set that bar so high. I set it high for myself too. So I provide that level of customer service for my customers, for my team, because there's still customer service that happens with your team too, guys. I don't want you guys to forget your team. If you have a team, you have to still provide that customer service to them as well. And then also, you never know who is going to be the one to turn around and go, you know, I really enjoyed doing that party. And I see that you really love doing what you do. How do I do this? That's how you end up sharing that passion. Okay. You want to nurture these future leaders because your team members are future leaders. Just like we say our children, right? We're grooming our children to be us someday in the world and hopefully better than us. I want my team to be better than me. I do. I want that for them. I want to be able to give them the most that I can possibly give them. And I want them to be able to get out of this business the absolute most that they want out of this business. So if I can give them and show them and help them, guide them to the tools that they need to get there, then I've done my job. Chord 4 from Orville is to improve yourself. So you have to take time to take care of yourself. You need to take time to focus on the weak things and make them stronger. Remember 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, in our Tuesday team meeting training video, we talked about our strengths and our weaknesses. Remember, we were being brutally honest with ourselves. If you didn't want to share with anybody, you shouldn't. You don't have to. You just wad it up, throw it away when you're done, but write it down. Know what your strengths and weaknesses are, guys. It's powerful. It's a powerful, powerful thing. And you need to contribute more than you take. Again, a lot of that has to do with taking care of your customers, taking care of your team members, and being able to be that guiding light, okay? When you are out there in the world and you are representing Scentsy, whether that's on social media, whether that's when you're at the restaurant having lunch and you leave a sample for the waitress or what have you, you don't want to be rude while you're there because then what are they going to do? They're going to look at that sample and be like, oh, geez, those Scentsy consultants, man, they're just rude. Okay, just keep a mental note when you're branding yourself, especially of the image that you're portraying. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about improving yourself as well here in just a minute. So next, routines. I can't even tell you how important routines are in my entire life. In fact, I was just having this conversation with my son the other day. Because we were talking about, it was my youngest, it was almost time for her bath time. And I always give her a countdown. I do the, okay, in 30 minutes, it's bath time. And then, we get down to 10. Okay, honey, 10 more minutes. And then it's bath time. And she's finally getting to the age, she's almost 6. She'll be 6 at Christmas. And she's sitting there and she's like, Mommy, it's unfair because you and Bubby get to stay up and I want to be a big girl and I want to get to stay up. And I said, honey, you will when you're a big girl, but you're not a big girl yet. And so we have a bedtime. And this is what time that we do our bedtime. And did you know that Sissy and Bubby did the same thing? And my son's sitting there. He's like, yeah, we did. And that's because the bedtime routine has been in effect since I had my daughter, my first daughter. And I will tell you, I honestly never had any issues with any 3 of my children sleeping through the night because I was consistent in my routines every single night. Every single night, we did the exact same routine. They knew what to expect. They knew what was going to happen, and they knew that that was the time that was for bed. And that's what worked. All 3 of my children, 100%. Even the little one now. Like I said, 8 o'clock at night is bath time. That's when we take our bath. We take our bath, we do our jammas, we read our bedtime story, we say our prayers, we talk about what we're going to work on for the next day, and then we go to sleep. And that's it. I don't see a peep out of her. Every so often, if she's not feeling well, she might come out of her room. But other than that, she goes right to bed and she sleeps all the way until like 7:30 in the morning. So routines are so important, not only in our family, but in our business. Are you busy? Are you busy? Do you only sit around all day and go, what should I do for my Scentsy business today? No. You probably have a job like I do, or you've got kids, or you have school, or maybe you even have a chronic illness or chronic pain that prevents you from being able to have that job or go to school or do those things. But you still have other things that are in your life that take time, right? And take energy and time and focus. And so we're all busy. I am too. So what I do, again, because I'm very routine based in everything that I do, every single day of the week has a different theme to it. Breaking this down for you guys. Monday is my mail day. I make sure that I go through, and I try and do this throughout the week too, but Monday is when I really focus on it, right? So I will send out emails. I will use my MailChimp.com. Remember, I love that one. MailChimp, MailChimp. And it makes this beautiful, cute little newsletter that you can send out to customers, to your team, to whoever it is that you want to. Use it however you'd like. So I do the mail. I will make up some extra samples on Monday nights. That's kind of like my go-to prepping for the week. Okay, this is what I'm doing for the week. I'm ready to go. Tuesday is team and training day. So I will try and take time to set up some different posts in my team Facebook group. It very well may consist of talking or messaging or texting or what have you, or FaceTiming with some of my team members. I will try and fit that in. And then, of course, I do these videos on Tuesday evenings. Wednesday is my post office day. You guys know, I talk about it, so I've got it for tomorrow. So this is the bag. Pick it up. This is the bag. This is my mail bag. And in here, these, I don't want to show it too much because it's got addresses in there. So that is my mail out bag, right? So tomorrow morning on my way to work, I literally just grab this bag with my day bag in my purse, and it goes with me, and it travels very well. And so after I pick up my little one from school, she goes with me to the post office, and that's what we do. I get the stamps, put them on. She likes being able to put them into the mail slot thing. But every Wednesday, this bag gets emptied and goes out the door. Thursday is my reset day. That's when I kind of take time to, I will sit down here. This is my home office right behind you right now. And I will go through my stickers and my product list, things like that. I will like pre-stamp my product list. I'll make sure all my catalogs are stickered if they're not already. Maybe I've gotten some new ones in. Flyers, things like that. I kind of get all that ready. And then I'll also go ahead and make up my possibility packets. Those are the possibility packets that I hand out for people who are interested in the Scentsy opportunity. So that way, and I always keep at least 2 in the car console because again, if somebody asks me when I'm out, if I'm branded or what have you, I at least have something with me I can give them. So I've got those. But anyway, it's kind of my reset day. So again, I will clean my desk off, kind of, any of the notes that I've jotted down. Nope, don't need that anymore. Or yep, I need that address that I wrote down. I need to make sure I put that in my phone too. So I have that, that kind of thing. Friday is order day. And and this is mainly for my local customers. And what I do is every single Friday, I will put in an order. And then that way what I can do is I can actually group all of the orders together. So hopefully by grouping all of the individual orders, I get to that minimum party total. So everybody gets free shipping. Now, a couple of different things can happen at that point. If I think that I'm pretty darn close to it, I will go ahead and just tell everybody, hey, don't worry about shipping. It's taken care of. If I'm not even close to it, maybe I only have like 2 individual orders for that week and I'm just not even close. What I will do is I will group them together still as one. And what I will do is actually still have it delivered to me, because remember, I want to make it pretty and they're local people. So I want to be able to have it delivered to me so I can bag it up, make it pretty, put in my handwritten thank you notes, blah, 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 and get all that made up. But then I take the shipping and I split it out. So if there's like 2 or 3 people, I take whatever the shipping cost is and split it between those 3 people and say, okay, I'm able to give you a little bit of a discount on shipping this week. And it helps them out. And again, it's a local order. I'm placing it. And they know that every single Friday I'm putting in an order. So they know if they need scents, Friday is their day, minimum day that they need to get a hold of me. And we get those in. Saturday is my marketing day. Now, Saturday is usually a lot of errands for me because, of course, the job during the week takes a lot of that errand time out. So Saturdays is usually me running errands. It's usually me hitting Target. It's usually me kind of getting my things done that I need to get done for the week. But I will take time to sit down and go through and schedule those Facebook posts, put in my recipes for my IFTT program, my buffer, all of that. I will get all of that done so I can kind of cut out the middleman throughout the week of having to do too much of working with that throughout the week. Sunday, everything is about balance, guys. You have to have balance in your life. We've talked about this before too. If you are balanced in your life, your work and everything else is just all going to kind of fall into place. When something's out of whack, the scales are tipped, right? We don't feel as balanced. We need to feel balanced. We need to feel whole. We need to feel complete. We all need a day of rest. We all need a day to physically, spiritually, mentally reset ourselves. And I think that is an extremely important thing that people tend to overlook, especially people like me. I am very type A, OCD. I won't sit down until the house is clean kind of thing. I'm that person. Drives my husband insane. We can go on about it for days. Drives him nuts. But that's how I am. I am going because my brain is going. I've got stuff to do. I can do this. I could do that. I've got these things I could be doing. But on Sunday, it's when I recenter. I bring it all back in. I try and focus as much as I can on my family. Some days we'll do a fun adventure day. It depends on the weekend. Was it last weekend? No, the weekend before we painted our kitchen. It was just, there's a day that you need to reset. So I want you guys to try, if you don't have routines in place, I want you to work on trying to do that. Try to make that a part of your business. Because as you can see, Monday through Sunday, I'm touching a piece of my business every single day throughout the week. So what does that mean? Because I've got that job and I've got the kids and I've got the husband and I've got the household to go run and errands to do and all of this. I don't have the time to have an 8-hour day that is truly dedicated to Scentsy and I can get it all done in. I just don't. I don't have that. So I have to work with what I have. And being able to work with what I have is to make that routine. So again, I'm still touching all the concepts of my business and the pieces of my business that make it work, but I'm working smarter and not harder by doing that. Make sense? I hope. Think about it. Next up, consistency is key. Consistency is key. It took me a long time to understand this piece of it. Because just like some of you out there, you guys may be the ones out there posting on Facebook and nobody likes it and nobody comments on it. Nobody does anything with it. And maybe you have a Facebook fan page or even a group page, doesn't matter. And you get like no interaction. Maybe you even have a team page. You have a team of some sort. You've got some downline underneath you. And you have a team page and you're just not getting any results. Like nobody's commenting back. And you're just like, oh, the heck, man? Am I invisible? Does everybody just like not see me? I have been in that spot. I was in that spot for a long time. Like, ugh, Seriously? Like, does anybody look at the posts that I do? Like, really? I could probably put like a naked picture of a woman or something out there and nobody would even look at it, apparently, because that's how I feel right now. Like, nobody's even looking at what I'm doing. I'm spending this time and nothing's happening. Trust me when I say consistency is key, because that's where I was at. I've been there. I've been stuck there. So the thing is that you have to remember, just like with your Scentsy business, we're not going to go to sleep and put a whole bunch of posts on Facebook and wake up the next day and have a whole bunch of different orders. Success does not happen overnight. Orders do not happen overnight. Parties do not happen overnight. Promotions do not happen overnight. But we have to be consistent in doing it, because what happens? Yes. And you all know how Facebook kind of works by now, and some of the other social media outlets that you may or may not be using. But yes, people may or may not even get to see it in their feed. Sometimes Facebook is wonky, especially even on my phone, and it drives me insane, because even though I will sort it by most recent, I still get things that say like Saturday at 2 p.m. I'm like, it's Tuesday, man. Why am I seeing posts from Saturday? I specifically sorted it to say most recent. I don't get it. I don't understand. But sometimes it does that. So keep that in mind, okay? But that doesn't mean that you just stop because nobody's paying attention to you. Still continue with those posts, whatever it is that you're doing. If it's posting on Facebook, if it's tweeting on Twitter, if it's doing a YouTube video, if it's sharing pictures on Instagram, it doesn't matter if nobody's liking it. But I want you to continue doing it, because what's going to happen is those people, they do see it. And yes, they may not be hitting that like button. They may not be commenting on the picture, but trust me, they are seeing it. I can't even count how many times that out of the blue, I will get some Facebook message from some random old high school friend that I knew back in high school, or an old coworker that I used to work with, who will just out of the blue, it's like never commented on anything I've ever done on Facebook, and will message me out of the blue and go, "So you still sell that Scentsy?" And I'll write back, "Yeah, I sure do. Are you interested? Have you heard about Scentsy? Are you familiar with Scentsy?" And then I'll get that, "Oh, well, I saw that there was that post that you did about this warmer and blah, 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 blah." They didn't like it. They didn't comment on it. But here we are like 2 months later, and now they're messaging me. Why? Because they continue to see that I'm still posting things, and they're like, "Well, she must still be doing Scentsy." And now I'm really kind of curious, because I see all these different things that she's posting, and it looks interesting, and now it's piqued my interest. And so there we are. Keep doing what you're doing. Someone very, or much more smarter than I, gave me one of the best pieces of advice that I could ever get, and that was from my superstar director. And she told me it was the 90-day rule. The things that you're doing now, continue to do them, because in 90 days is usually when you're going to see the fruits of your labor. So the fruits of all this posting in about 90 days, people are going to see, "Oh, she sure is consistent about that Scentsy posting. Wonder what that really is all about. She really seems to like it. She looks like she's happy with it and having fun with it. Now I'm interested. Maybe I need to try some of that. Hey, can I get a sample from you?" 4, hit the update button. Do not be afraid to update yourself and your business, okay? Because you always need to be evaluating. And there's some questions you need to be asking yourself. What's working in my business? What's not working in my business? So when you're reevaluating, when you're hitting that update button, if you need to, if you're visual like me, write it down. Put 2 columns on a piece of paper. Take 2 pieces of paper. Put them out. These are the things that I see that work. Maybe when I post on Facebook at 5 p.m., I get likes on those posts. But when I post on Facebook at noon during the day, nobody ever looks at it. So maybe I need to start posting more in the evenings and not even worry about during the day. It's a thought. It's an idea to try, right? Doesn't hurt to try it out to see what's going to work and what's not working. Or, you know what? I've never done this sample club before. Let me start sending out some samples to people and see what happens if I do that. Hey, you know what? I have never been brave enough to hand somebody a catalog when I've been out and about. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to make it a goal to hand out 5 catalogs to 5 just random people. I don't even have to talk to them. I can just walk up to them and, here, I'd like to give you this catalog. I hope that you at least try and start a conversation. I would like to encourage that. But if you're just not there yet, that's okay. Baby steps. Baby steps. Work your way up to those conversations. And believe it or not, before too long, people are just going to start coming to you. When I carry the Scentsy bag, and yeah, I will walk it into work with me. You can bet that. I walk this baby into work with me. Why? Because there's wax samples in here. And yeah, it's kind of cooler right now. But I don't want to leave them in the car, so I have to bring them in with me. Same thing when I go to the grocery store. Got to bring my bag in. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because people are going to see that. They recognize the Scentsy logo. And trust me, people are just going to start coming up and asking you about it. You do not have to be that salesman. You don't have to do it. Network with other consultants. Okay? Reach out to those that are like-minded like you. Reach out to them. Don't be afraid to do that. Me as a consultant, if I didn't have my networking consultant friends, I'd be lost. These people save me. They keep me motivated. They keep me inspired. They keep me pushing and pushing and pushing myself. And, you know, we will bounce ideas back and forth. Hey, do you do this? Or, hey, what apps are you using this week? Things like that. Find your networking sources and utilize those. And lastly, we're going to talk about repeat. That's right. It's the circle of life. Yes, I know it's late. Circle of life. That's your circle of life moment. So by doing all of these things in a consistent motion, just continuously doing them, all of these, right? The chords of progression, doing the home parties, sponsoring new consultants, providing customer service, improving yourself, working in a routine to your weekly schedule, consistently posting on a regular basis, hitting that update button, what's working, what's not. Put that cycle on repeat and just repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And before you know it, you are going to start seeing results from doing all of those things. Because that is truly the method and the tried and true method of Scentsy. That is how we talk about organically growing your business. That is the secret sauce in Scentsy. Recreating and repeating that circle of life moment. Okay? You have to do that. And by doing these things, again, you're creating a cycle where you're constantly touching your business. You're moving things forward. You're growing. You're working it. And before you know it, it's going to be a 10th of the month and you're going to be like, hey, woo, woo, look who promoted this month. Yep. 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 Trust me. Trust me. You guys can do this. You can totally do this. Okay. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, again, I kind of talked about networking. Find your squad, guys. Find your squad, whoever that is. Maybe it's your upline and your sponsor or your director. Maybe it's other people on your team. Maybe it's your own team. Maybe you have a downline and you've got your own team. Maybe that's your squad. Maybe it's reaching out to people like me that you're meeting through these networking sources like YouTube and even Facebook and Pinterest and whatever. Find your squad. You're going to find people that you connect with and that you can create that connection with and are like-minded like you are. They will hold and be like, you know what, will you be my accountability partner this month? Because I have a goal that I want to hit 500 and I kind of need some ideas. Can you help me out? And I guarantee you that those people that you're aligning yourself with, we are all here to have the same success. If you're reaching out to people and they're hesitant about helping you or won't give you the time of day, those are not your like-minded people. Okay? I want to say that every single Scentsy consultant is created equally. That's the perfect world, right? Find your squad. find the ones who will be there for you, who will help you give advice, who will help promote and inspire you with ideas. And again, part of the chords of progression, you need to be able to give that back as well. Hey, you know what? I had a really great month this month. Like, number one on my sales this month was Whitney, and she had over $2,000 in sales. I want her to be like shouting it from the rooftops. This is what I did this month. Sharing that. And I know that she is with her new team. She's building a team and she's growing her team and her business. That's what I want to see. I want you guys to be able to find that squad. And when things are working for you, giving back. And again, putting back into the pool of knowledge, because we're all taking from the pool of knowledge. We need to be putting things back into the pool of knowledge. Okay, because that's where we're able to draw that inner influence and that drive and motivation to continue doing what we're doing and to complete that circle of life motion. Sometimes you just truly have to take it back to the basics. So I hope some of these basics help to inspire you, motivate you, give you ideas, give you places to start, give you goals of what maybe you want to try. Okay, we can go into more detail about this. I haven't quite figured out what next week's agenda is going to be on. So if you've got ideas, I want you to make sure that you're commenting when you're on YouTube. Comment and let me know what some of your ideas are. If this video helped you, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any of these. Every single Tuesday, we do a different training topic. So if you're just starting out, seasoned consultant, if you're in the middle of that update part of your business, this is great, guys. This is great. It's always good to go back and relook at everything as a whole and just kind of reset, reboot, recenter, and bring it all back in, because that's when we're going to find our best results. I hope you all have a fabulous week. I am having a pretty good week so far, and I hope that it only continues and goes up from here. So take care. I will talk to you guys all next week.